the biggest story in town, a draft of a proposal for a massive expansion of the Recreation Activities Center discussed last night with the West Bloomfield Township Board by the Parks and Recreation Commission. They made their presentation about the potential expansion of the Recreation Activity Center on the Town Hall Complex's campus. And Kelly Hyer, Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks, is joining us now to talk about where they're at in this process, where they're going, and what they're looking for in this potential expansion of the Recreation Activity Center. Kelly, thank you for your time this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, glad to have you with us because this is a really cool project. Just looking at it from what you proposed, what you discussed at last night's meeting, and what this could mean not only for West Bloomfield Parks, but for recreation all across our community and communities nearby. So let's start from just the basic level. Where are we at in this project, and what is being looked at by Parks to propose to the Township Board to potentially put on the ballot?
Sure, we're looking at a $25 million bond proposal to go on the August primary ballot. And in order to do that, the next steps are taking it to the Park Commission and reviewing the ballot language, approving that. And it actually will come in the format of a resolution. The resolution will then be passed to the Township Board, and the Township Board, again, will review all the language there, including the ballot language, and that will be in the time frame of March, their first Monday of the month meeting in March, or their third Monday meeting. So once it does pass those two elected boards, it will go to officially on file with the Oakland County Clerk's Office, and then we can then begin the informational campaign, sharing with the voters of what exactly is all included in the $25 million bonds capital project campaign.
So this is at this present moment, we're nowhere near being even at the finish line of that first step. We're really in the exploratory phase.
That's right. But last night, hopefully what the both elected boards saw, they were happy in the direction we're going in, because at the end of the day, the ballot language is what's going to drive this, and we've got to get that right. Everybody has to be comfortable with that, and it has to be clear to the voters what they will be making a decision on. But we've been working on this project over the years. Truly, it's been in a discussion. If historically, if you look back when they built the existing Recreation Activity Center, only a very small portion of this building was complete, only 8,400 square feet. So if you've been inside the Recreation Activity Center here on the Civic Center campus, you'll find two small meeting rooms. One is about 1,000 square feet, the other 1,200 square feet. And then the nature room, which with all the animal habitat storage is less than 800, or it's around 800 square feet. So then we have all of our offices and of course the lobby area, but what we're looking at is a much bigger complex that truly people can spend their leisure time with us. And that's what we're trying to bring to the West Bloomfield voters as an opportunity for them to take a look at the park amenity enhancements that we're bringing to them, as well as this big expansion for the Recreation Activity Center.
As you're seeing on your screen on civiccentertv.com, this is one of the current architectural makeup drafts at this time of what the expanded Recreation Activity Center would look like. And if you look at the far left side of that screen, so the brown exterior of the building, that's the current Recreation Activity Center as it stands right now. And the rest of that off to the right of it is the expansion. And thank you, Calvin, for zooming in on that to give us a better look at that, Kelly. But you had mentioned that this is kind of a long time coming. This has been in discussion with West Bloomfield Parks internally for a while, but you also made an interesting point that when the Recreation Activity Center was originally built, it wasn't ever actually completed. And pardon me if I'm asking a question you may not be fully up to date on, but what was the reason why that never got to the finish line?
Well, I think at the time they couldn't come to the same conclusion that everybody was comfortable with the project scope. And so that's why we're really taking the time and sitting down with department heads, elected officials, and saying, what would you be comfortable with? And how can we get this right this time? And we are putting together a proposal. And again, we've shared a lot of the detail of the concept plan already. And I think we're on the right track because this is conservative. It is going to be $22 million project, yes, but that includes all the site work, the furnishing, the finishes, the AV, IT, the stuff that we need to do to the parking lots, to the grounds. So 22 million is about $600 a square foot is the number we're using. And that will get us a 33,000 square foot building. So again, nothing enormous. It will include, hopefully, a middle school sized gymnasium that includes an elevated walking track. The walking is the top requested thing from West Bloomfield residents time and time and time again. So we already have these beautiful trails on the Civic Center campus. So let's complement that with giving people an opportunity to come indoors when the trail conditions aren't right or the weather's not right for people. And then we can also have walking in the early morning, in the late evening. And again, providing a healthy community or trying to make things available, amenities available for building a healthier community is our top priority. So with that, we're also including some meeting spaces, plenty big so it can fit our popular programs like stretch and tone and ping pong, our large group fitness classes. Some of our special events will be right here on this building. And again, people are familiar with the senior center we've opened. That is very temporary. We've said that right up front, that 9,000 square foot building or the space that we're leasing right now will get us through the construction phase, the transition, but then all that staff and those programs will be brought back here to this campus and where it should be under one roof. And just make it convenient for people to find us and convenient for staff to serve our residents.
And last night's meeting was a very informative one, both for your commission on what the township board is looking for, what some of the residents' thoughts are on this as they heard about it last night. And of course, out in the community, if you're watching, if you're listening at this time, you can see that meeting on demand on our website on civiccentertv.com. We're joined by Kelly Hyer, Executive Director of West Bloomfield Parks. You can continue to get more updates on this proposal as they move forward in their process, and of course, keep up to date with the timeline on their Facebook page at WB Parks, and you can also learn more on their website on wbparks.org. Kelly, last night's meeting was that important first step. Like you said, you wanted to take your time. Your teams wanted to take its time on this. Take a step back, move slowly, but still move aggressively going forward. And last night's meeting was really that first major step forward in this for your team. What was last night's meeting like for you and for the Parks team? How informative was it? And did you get out of that meeting what you were kind of hoping to get out of that information-wise?
That and more. I felt like everyone was very excited and supportive, however, asking some really crucial questions. And it's great in that public format. So the audience and the viewers at home, everyone can see truly what everyone concerns might be or questions about the future. And so it was a mixed questions. And we took some notes, a few things we still want to look into, but overall, we were really pleased because we felt like we did really lay the groundwork, and truly everyone, I think, is in agreement with the concept and the direction we're going. We just need to go back to the designers and finish up some of the concept plans, finish out our operational budget for this, and that'll take the next couple of weeks. So watch the February 22nd Parks Commission meeting for another update too, which of course you guys cover. But really, we felt great about it because it did seem that everyone was in agreement with the concept we proposed last night.
And we'll continue to talk with officials from West Bloomfield Parks as we get closer to that date and as we get more details about this coming in the coming weeks and months approaching A, getting this potentially onto the ballot, and B, as we get closer to the time to go to the polls. And what's proposed to be the August 6th primary at this time is the goal date to get this on the ballot. Joining us on the Splash Live is Executive Director Kelly Hyer from West Bloomfield Parks. You can find more information on their draft proposal at this time for the Recreational Activities Center expansion on wbparks.org. And Kelly, we know that West Bloomfield Parks, above pretty much any other organization that you look toward in the Greater West Bloomfield community, whether it's our municipal government, the library, Civic Center TV, the police department, everybody loves West Bloomfield Parks. Everybody has something good to say, nothing but good things to say about West Bloomfield Park. So the support's going to be there. The coffers of the community, not necessarily other than some financial downturns in recent years, has been pretty pretty consistent over the last 20 or 30 years. So why now? Why is this the perfect time to bring this forward and get to that finish line on the Recreation Activities Center?
Well, right now, our leadership team and the elected officials are wanting to put action to all this discussion. And truly, our senior advisory board, which was established in 2018, are part of the Grassworks group that has inspired us to say, you know what, there's never going to be the perfect time. Our community is aging, and people want to be able to use this building that they've been talking about, these amenities. And as we've seen so much success with our senior center, that was the first senior center we opened, dedicated senior center in West Bloomfield in 2020. And the amount of use this building is getting and just the sheer joy and the social connections that are happening there and the health, people are commenting pretty consistently on how their health is improving by coming out to their group fitness classes. We have a free group fitness twice a week at the Current Connect Senior Center. And we also have social meetups with different card groups. Then we have our luncheons, and we have so much to offer, and the space is limiting us on what we can be doing. So we know that we've started something really good, and the energy and the ideas are just all coming together. And I think right now too, we're looking at, if we don't start this and do it now, that is the energy and the people that we have on our team right now. It's just the perfect time with all the mind melds happening and the energy behind both our synergy with the library and township and all the different departments that you've mentioned, that just we have the support, and we're putting together a very conservative proposal on how we're going to fund this project. And it's going to take care of our needs for the next 20 years. It truly is the amenities we're proposing. It is big enough right now that we can move all of our current programs and some room for expansion.
I'm nosy. I want to know the behind the scenes inside the Recreation Activities Center and your other facilities, your other offices at this time. This has to have you guys just completely pumped up and motivated.
It is. It's funny because we've been talking about it pretty regularly on the daily. And now that we're actually taking this more public and the energy coming right back at us, I just kept on hearing from people yesterday, hey, I'm coming to the meeting tomorrow. I'm going to be tuning in to Civic Center TV to watch on demand. It was so cool because for us, we're coming to work. We serve our residents every day. This is pretty normal to be talking about our improvements and how can we make things more efficient and what are we planning for the next season, obviously on a more grandiose scale. But now that the community is hearing these little glimmers and reaching out to us saying how excited they are, it's pretty cool stuff.
Well, Kelly, we appreciate you joining us on the program to give us some more insight in this, take us inside and behind the scenes at West Bloomfield Parks on what's currently going on. Before I let you go, we're in the very early stages of this. Nothing has been officially proposed. Nothing has been approved by the Parks Commission or sent off to the township board to put on a ballot. We're still very much in the unofficial phase, the draft phase of this. But let's imagine a world where everything goes well, where there are no hiccups, there are no stoppages. We get everything through one piece after another. When would people be able to expect for this project to be completed and then be able to use all these great new amenities in this newly renovated facility?
Oh, that is a great time to be in. So fast forward to the end of 2026, maybe early 2027, and we envision some soft openings happening. So here on the Civic Center campus, we will be opening up this facility. It's going to take 18 months. So we would be opening up this facility at the end of 2026, early 2027, and perhaps they're getting together to do a walk. It's going to be a few laps around that track, but maybe there's groups meeting up there. The senior center will have been finishing out our lease at the current location, so staff will be moving all under one campus there. We'll be working collaboratively with the library, planning our outdoor spaces, and rethinking all the events that we've had here in these buildings and on this campus. to make them flow and just be better taking advantage of all the spaces. The Meals on Wheels driver will have a go-to spot instead of our temporary setup that we have outdoors that is not exactly ideal every day, to staff being together to collaborate all in one roof, and our supplies being all in one location. Oftentimes now we have to drive to our different storage facilities to pick up amenity or supplies for an event. So all of that under one roof. And then also simultaneously, we talked about these park enhancements. How was that going to shape up and look like? Because we talked about the playgrounds, and the playgrounds will probably be some of our easiest capital infrastructure things to take advantage of, tackling those first at Bloomer, at Marshbank, at Pine Lake Park, and then working on the pickleball court expansion and getting that timing right. So at Drake Sports Park, if you have watched our 2022 master plan, which the township and Parks Commission both approved, in that master plan is the pickleball court. So where they sit now, to the left, if you're standing in the on the south side of the pickleball courts and the community buildings to your left, the new pickleball courts are going in between the existing pickleball courts and the community room. And so we have a cool tiered plan, again, concept plans picked out for how that will look like. And then, of course, the Marshbank Trail. So the Marshbank walking trail will be happening in a 1 year phase of a 3-year phase. All parking of Marshbank Park will be upgraded. So that year we have, again, we've done some concept planning and timelines there. So that will be happening as well. So we'll have several simultaneous projects in the works. But Tyler, I'm thinking 2027 is going to be our year if this all falls into place, but that our users will be privy to some pretty cool upgraded facilities.
A really exciting time for West Bloomfield Parks and for the entirety of the community as we move forward in this process and look forward to seeing where this goes from here. Kelly, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.